In the last episode, we finished, or well, we started this the second level of the Roman campaign, and we started deforesting this area, which may take a while, so I'm actually half tempted to make a cut here. We're also giving our sawmill a lot of work to do. Because those two wood cutting places are only temporary, I'm not going to give them an own sawmill, because I don't feel like wasting all that stone on those places. Because after all, stone is a finite resource. You can't have infinite amounts of it. At some point this will run out, and you may find granite, but this still has to be mined, so you have to supply food to the place and all that stuff. So it's also something I'd rather not have to do. Also, I believe we could place a smelter over here. Actually seems like a good idea. So we'll have a iron smelter. Gonna connect it to here, which is like the... Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna connect it to here, because that looks less shoddy. Yeah, sometimes you have to figure out what looks okay to you. Okay. So this way we have all the iron-related infrastructure down here. And from here we could actually place... I would like to have those on this side of the flag, but I guess that's something I can't actually pull off. So I'll have to see what I can do about this. It would make sense to have both the armory and the metalworks there too. Just so we'd have the... we would not have to haul the iron bars all the way up to, I don't know, here maybe. Let's actually try that. Let's get the metalworks here and the blacksmith over there. The other metalworks, okay. So I want to have an armory. Go away. Yeah. So I would like to have the armory over here. Armory. And we'll connect those two. And that to here. So goods can be transported right from the iron smelter to those without having to go through all my infrastructure. At least so far for the plan. Probably have to connect another coal mine for that. Right now we're still drawing off the food that we brought with us, so get a barrack started here. So those won't produce for too much longer, I'm afraid. Okay, connect that. Start building there. Those iron mines are just for show for now. I just wanted to save those flag locations. Okay, if you could hurry up with deforesting this area, would be greatly appreciated. Let's start building a quarry here too. Again, this is all temporary, like, only the barracks are going to remain here once we're done. The rest is going to be torn down. And yeah, the sawmill has a lot to do, so they'll probably be busy for a while. Okay. And we're building a lot too, so this place may actually be a bit overflowing. Sawmill can't take any more logs for now. I believe I want to get another flag here. Okay, yeah, this place is definitely in need of some donkeys, so we'll have to get some... If I find a place that has plenty of space, I actually have the picture of those farming roads on my phone now. Which, by the way, is a pain in the ass. If you try to get the... to use your YouTube Studio app to get comments to work, it doesn't seem to work at all. I have to open the comment in my YouTube app to be able to see to click the link, and then I have to use that, and then it works. But it's kind of unnecessarily complex in my opinion. This could be done easier. If it could be done easier, it should be. That's my point. Yeah, we have a lot of logs that are going to clutter our roads, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. I hope. Also, the rate of growth here is ridiculous. I mean, look at how quick those trees have grown. They're already ready to be chopped. I mean, in Germany you often have like I think fir trees. Yeah, I think those are fir trees in English. Because those, or at least you had those back in the older days, like until the 1900s, which is not that old, but because it was a very, very quick-growing tree. And people only later realized that even though this is a very quick-growing tree, that you just don't have to spend like 80 years caring for until you can actually chop it down and then make some profit off of it. That having only fir tree forests was not beneficial to nature at all, because you'd have to, you'd sacrifice a lot of soil quality, because fir trees actually are not beneficial for that. They actually cause a certain amount of acidification of the soil, which is not quite the thing you want. Also, we can probably place a hunt here. It's also more of a temporary thing. But I saw a lot of bunnies running around here, so we might as well. Those trees also have to die at some point. I'm hoping that this woodcutter gets to those, but I'm not too confident there. Not confident at all, to be honest. How many logs do we have? 6 logs stored, and we'll have more than that, but this place is mostly getting deforested already, so our efforts are paying off. We are logging the place. And there's our well. It's doing quite fine. We need water for beer as well, so it's okay to have the well now. I really usually don't run into any trouble with my food or my water production. I generally have too much water clogging my roads rather than too little for most of my for my production buildings. Although if I have like a lot of those in one place, I might build another well just to keep those supplied, because why the hell would I not? Okay, that's another military building. By the way, if I dig up this road, all of those constructions will be, I think they will actually be destroyed. As soon as something loses connection to the headquarters, it's going to be destroyed. So be careful when you do that. It also means I may have to rebuild this road, and I may have to build a direct connection to here. Look at that, we have found the ruins. They contain building plans for a watchtower. How convenient is that? Now we should consider building fortifications. I am more convinced than ever that we are not alone on this island. Advance into the interior of the island. Pay close attention to the supply of provisions and raw materials. Yeah, I am. Oh wow, actually. Oh. Yeah, we've seen that already. So there's a watchtower, there are more. Actually, those are also new buildings. So we can now build watchtowers and guard houses. And we've occupied that. Also, how would you not see this from here? I mean, okay, there could have been trees obscuring it, but how would you not see that? Also, could we not just put this back into action now that we have building plans? Like, save a whole lot of resources, just build that back up and get away with that, maybe? Okay, so something you have to probably note about this is that that there is no reason to yeah, that if you build a bigger building, like a bigger military building, you actually gain more land from it. I believe a bigger building can also take land that's already occupied from another, like from a hostile military building. Which I think is kinda neat. And it can be kind of annoying if the enemy does it to you. But you can actually take land away from the enemy, because I think it just counts that land as owned by whoever built it last, or whoever claimed it last. In Settlers 3 actually had pioneers, I think, who would just take those little border stones and just move them out a bit. Like, they went along your borders and just move them out. Which was a very, very slow way of growing the border, but it would work, actually. Interesting times, so. Especially considering that there is like Settlers 7 out now. I don't know how long it's been out already, but I've recently seen an ad for it, and I was like, oh wow, there's 7 already! It's just like the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise, which is also at 7 or 8 actually already. I have no idea, I didn't pay attention to that. I'm still... Actually, I've played through most of the Heroes of Might and Magic 5. I have Heroes of Might and Magic 6. I've actually even played that for a short time, but my old computer wasn't actually too good at it, so... well, not the computer, but he wasn't good at running it, not playing it. So, I didn't try it on the laptop yet. I just didn't feel like doing the massive, like... several, I think 10, 20 gigabyte download. It's ridiculous. I mean, back when games were still sold on CDs, you had the disadvantage of either having only a certain amount of things you could do, or the problem that you'd have like a million CDs with your game, and I remember breaking the flow quite massively in Final Fantasy VII, where you actually had to go and when you want to go back to the dungeon, and it said, yeah, insert CD 1 now, or CD 2, and it came on 5 or 7 CDs actually. It was really an incredible amount. Was it 3? I think it had 1, no, I think it was 4. It was 1 installation and then 3 game CDs. And I think it's kind of an... It just breaks immersion when there's a pop-up saying, yeah, now we need a second CD from you. And you have to look for it on your desk. You usually wouldn't put it far away, but you still have to look for it, and you'd have to find it. You have to change discs. That sometimes often be a pop-up where it ask you what you want to do with it, if you want to play it or do something else. Or the launch of Final Fantasy. And I didn't like that at all. But at least people were trying to keep the game data as compact as possible. And I think now that you can just send everything, people went a bit overboard with that. And they forgot that it's kind of a virtue to keep things small, to keep data small, so they're actually not a pain in the ass to download. Now I feel old. Complaining about lost virtues makes me feel old. I don't know why. Okay, building woodcut here. This is another temporary, but I want to get rid of this stuff. I'm not actually sure in which direction the enemy is. I think it's generally north, so we can go here and actually claim that. Seems like a really solid idea. We'll build a guardhouse here because I think it gives us more space. Can we actually build through there? Perfect, yeah. Also, I should not tear this down because this will cost me most of this land, which would be a pain because I want to build farms here. Okay, yeah, this place is full now, but it will be less filled up later. And as I said, can I build a storehouse here? I cannot. Okay. Just wanted to know. I just wanted to know. How are we looking on raw materials? We still have plenty of stones and boards. We're also making a lot of logs. Those won't stop flowing in for a while because we still have like a lot of them. Although I still wish you could make charcoal here. It would make so many things easier. And it's actually something that the Romans already knew about. I'm quite sure about that. The Romans should have known charcoal by the back when they were in power. It's a very old art, in my opinion. Very interesting one too. Making charcoal is not as easy as you think. There's actually a science behind it. It's not a discipline, but it is an art, and people have spent long times perfecting it. I think they have a pretty large production site in Poland. Most of the German charcoal, or most of the charcoal that's used for everything in Germany comes from, like for barbecuing. I believe we go through a lot of charcoal with that. Like during the summer months, you'd think the Germans only subsist on charcoal and grilled sausages and maybe steaks. It's pretty impressive how you'll have barbecues all over the place, and actually, at some point you really get fed up with them because you keep getting invites to barbecues like, at your family, like everybody in your family who has an own apartment or an own balcony or a garden or just... I mean, people go have barbecues on the Elbe River if they don't have an own garden, if they just feel like that's fancier. So there are those barbecues, families, friends, everybody always has barbecue. As soon as the sun is out, they go, yeah, we'll have a barbecue tonight. And yeah, I haven't saved for a while. I can actually do that now. Let's save here. Aha, nice. So yeah, it's impressive. You can't really live on that alone. Just looked outside because I wanted to see how the weather is, because I am invited to a barbecue tonight, as I've said earlier. And I was also checking the weather because it was quite clear earlier, and I'm hoping for a sunny afternoon because my balcony currently goes out to the southwest, I think, so I'm getting more sun in the afternoon and evening hours. And I still have some wax to melt, so I'd like to get my wax melter blasted by the sun at least for a few hours today. So I think like around 14 o'clock it gets the full power of the sun, so if it's clear by then it would be great for me because I still have a lot of wax to melt down. And it's also actually kind of fun to say, yeah, I'm melting down wax, I'm rendering wax because I'm not actually doing anything. I just dump it in there and then I hope for the sun to do the rest of the work. So it's one of those things that sound like a lot of work but really aren't. I don't think there's enough space for the street trick I was told, at least until this stuff is gone. Okay. And yeah, I know I'm late with the video. I apologize for that. Also, probably I didn't have an countdown, so I have no idea how much I've talked already. And I really don't want to tab out of the game, so I'll just do half a countdown now, like 7 minutes, and then I'll break off the video. I also did a whole lot of recording earlier. I've done Darkest Dungeon, which is something I've been looking forward to. I really look forward to this. Why are you carrying that log? Oh, you're the woodcutter. I was wondering why they'd carry it over here, because there is nothing to do here with it. But it was just a woodcutter dumping it there. Okay, you're down to 3 logs. Why would that happen? Should not have any issues getting supplied by the woodcutters here. Okay, that's 1. Should be another here. Nope, there's not. Why would you not just throw that in there? I think they get a destination designated by the time they're created, so if a log is not designated to be stored here right away, then it doesn't matter how the stores of this building look like when it's actually here. It just won't be put in there. Then again, we're probably doing fine anyway. We should have all the logs we need. All the boards we need for now. We could have more, of course, because we need boards for the metalworks and... yeah, I mean, this is supplied fully with boards. This doesn't need boards, which is weird, because I think there's also a lot of wood used in weapons. Wood and leather. Those handles are not pleasant to touch if they're only iron. That's why I usually have plastic handles on kitchen knives as well, or wooden handles, because it's just easier to touch and more pleasant to touch, and not as slippery. I mean, I also have knives with metal handles, and I don't use them very often, to be honest. I don't know why, they just don't feel that good in the hand. Although those are very cheap knives too, so... I actually don't know, I think they're also a bit slippery when they're wet, or when you have wet hands, so that's another thing I don't like about them. It seems to be a bit lagging for some reason, which it shouldn't. I mean, this is a game that was designed for computers from World War II. But not quite, but you get where I'm going, right? So, it really should not be lagging on a computer that's from after the year 2000. In fact, my laptop is my newest computer. It's only like 2 years old by now. So, it should still be able to handle the Settlers 2, of all things. I probably shouldn't have built those barracks right there. And I'm afraid that if I burn those down, that I'll lose all of the buildings I have here. I'm not sure how that's like if I place a building here, how this is handled. And I don't feel like trying it out now because it's a lot of resources, and maybe not a lot of resources, but a lot of time as well. It's mostly time that's of the essence here. We'll build a barracks over here. The guardhouse over here. And build the road to here. And I would like to connect those roads here, but I can't, so we'll not build any roads for now. But this has to be made more efficient because I kind of intertwined a permanent with temporary constructions. Are you producing anything? Yes, you are. Good. Just making sure, because I rarely ever see the hunter actually hunting, but there he is. He maybe shot the rabbit or something. Rarely ever eaten rabbit. It's I don't know any hunters, or any hunters well enough to actually badger them about meat. I actually have asked a lot about honey lately, which is kind of cool. People are really interested in getting the stuff from me, which is kind of flattering, honestly. How many woodcutters do we still have? We have no axes. We still have 10 woodcutters, so I think the game actually gives you a lot of leeway to just go deforest places. Yeah, I'll probably have to sort this out. I will build a second sawmill soon enough. Don't worry about that. Our board supply is also slowly recovering. And we're not getting many tools done, sadly. The bright side, the metalworks don't need don't need coal, which is something I really appreciate, because having that require more coal would probably be a pain in the ass. You also don't need too many pieces of tools, at least not in the early missions, because you should have plenty of those. I've never really run into a shortage there. Oh, the hunter goes out far. Or was it a different? Was it like a scout from another tribe? I don't know. Sorry about that. I think that was my hunter. He's going out really far, just for a kill. He could have gone for that one. Okay, once those places are like secured, I'll probably... Whoever is or was on this island knows all about the building trade. We find the ruins of a mighty fortress of exemplary construction. Architects have already drawn a building plan. Advance the interior of the... Yeah, okay. So we found a fortress. We can now build a fortress, which is huge. It takes a lot of resources, but it's totally worth it. I hope. Okay, we could go with another barracks over here. Let's build guardhouses for now. I really don't like to cut through this area here with roads, so we'll try to go around it. Guardhouse. I want to know what's up there. Okay. I also think blacksmithing is like a really awesome trade to have. And I often like to watch blacksmiths doing their job at shut up, phone. I like those medieval fairs and stuff. I mean, we have those in Germany as well. We actually have the castles to do them in. That's kind of awesome. So yeah, it just happens every now and then, and sometimes I even go to them. I usually don't like to go there because it's all very expensive to go there, and I'm not rich, you know. It's not like I get all of the ad revenue. So I also wanted to call the geologist here, not just a scout. So yeah, and they often have all sorts of events there. Like but it depends on where you go. There are actually castles that have. They're not castles. There was another word for it. Actually, yeah, it was castle. The other one is palace, which is. There's one more in German. You have the Burg, which is kind of the castle thing with a fortification and the walls and all this stuff. Then you have the Palast, which is a palace, so it's more of a which is more of a luxury building. It's like the place where the king would live, just to show off that he's very rich and above everything else. It's not made for defensive purposes. It's just to look fancy. Like the very famous Neuschwanstein in Bavaria. That's a palace, or actually a Schloss. In German it's called a Schloss. I don't know if there's a separate English term for it. I actually don't remember one. So yeah, that's just a place for the king to reside. They often have several, and they vary in size. But and I think there are certain places that are pretty famous for having like biggest and best preserved castles around, and lots of lands around them. Yeah, actually, that's a place you're not supposed to investigate. Yeah, then call the geologist. Mind? Great. Yes, that looks like a reasonably sized plain. And this looks like a waste of space. Although we can fish there. So it's not too much of a waste. Anyway, yeah, and those actually have like humongous tournaments and all that stuff, because you need space for tournaments. You need a lot of space for tournaments. It takes, you have to build the pathway to the place where all the horse tournaments are, so yeah, it has to be quite big. My fears have been given further confirmation. My men have found a ragdoll and 2 spear tips of the type customarily associated with the Nubian tribes. These artifacts do not appear to be very old. Okay. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So the Nubians are probably up there somewhere. I believe over here might be actually gold. Yeah, I think that counts as a mountain area. Okay, next time we'll probably uncover the Blair Witch, so until then, bye!